All right, one of the things I couldn't figure out earlier was how to change the mouse cursor in with the Pas2JS compiler. And I figured that out, and I'm going to show you how it might save you some headaches. But if you look carefully on the screen, if I move the mouse cursor out of the canvas area, it changes to the default. If I move it back in, it changes to this nice big arrow. And if we take a look at the code, all it takes is this single line right here, but you got to get it exactly like this. So just putting the file name in the quotes will not work. You have to put the URL and the double quotes and comma and the auto. If you leave any of those out, it doesn't work. So let's take a look at some of the default ones you can change to without having to load a file. So I'm using the square brackets here to specify the property, but you could also use the actual set property name here. So it does the same thing. You can try that out. I'll test it. But let's save this and let me bring my command prompt here and let's compile it. We're not in the right folder. There we go. And let's try reloading that and reload. Of course, it's not going to work. Here we go. Here's the new mouse cursor. It's a crosshair. So if we move out and we move back in, now one advantage of using the default cursors is that they also provide this XORing effect. So if you go over something, you can see that it actually, let's zoom in. Well, that's interesting. The mouse cursor doesn't zoom in when I zoom in, so that doesn't do us any good. Let's change to some other mouse cursors. Let's try the pointer. And again, let's recompile. Back to our browser, refresh. And now we have the little hand pointer. And let's try a ping file now. Save this again, and the same thing, we have to recompile. And if we refresh, so the ping file that I'm using doesn't have the transparency, but if we check out the next one, which does have the transparency, so this one also used the set property, so you saw it worked just the same way. And let's refresh again. And this time we have a mouse cursor, a ping mouse cursor with transparency. Here you go. It's supposed to be a check mark. It might look like something else. All right. And back to our original one here. I'll go through the rest of the program after we take a look at this. Okay, so that's where we started from. Let me just go through the program. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos, we basically do an initialization of the canvas. So in the canvas variable, we store our canvas value that we get with the document get element. This is in our HTML. This is it right here. And we also get the context. It's stored in the CTX variable. Again, we provide the canvas get context 2D variable, and it gives us the context. And here we set the fill style to the color green, and we paint the entire canvas green with the fill rect command. This little routine here will just load an image. So it provides an onload, which is a nested function here. So it just makes it easier to load images. So we're using this right here. So rather than having all this code all the time that you have to do each time you load an image, I wrapped it up into a nice little procedure. You can do this with your own programs. And that's it. That's all it takes. I will upload this to GitHub. The link will be in the description. Check out the other Pas2J demos. And I think I've covered most things, but there might be a few more videos coming out as I find things.